How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of pastry stouty time in the form of Mortalis Brewing's. This is their Samoa Cookie Venus. Yeah, Mortalis. My first 16-ounce can of Mortalis proper. I've done about, I think, 7 Mortalis beer reviews up to this point. And all of them have been crowlers. Some from my buddy George, some actually from Mortalis themselves. And this is the first one I'm doing in the actual proper packaging, courtesy of my buddy George. Thank you very much, brother. He went up there. He has family up in the Rochester area. He was up there. He ended up bringing some of these back. I get them. I drink them. That's how it works. What does it say on here? It's a Samoa Cookie, Mortalis Brewing Company, and it is their Venus Milk Stout. 6.5% alcohol by volume. Date of birth is 03/04/19. It's only about a week and a half old, and that'd be that. And, you know, label-wise, it's pretty killer. It's got a constellation on there of, I assume, Venus. I gotta cut my goddamn nails. They're way too long. Anyway, yeah. I have reviewed Venus before. It was their strawberry fig and jam version of Venus. So I'm kind of curious to dive into Samoa Cookie. Samoa Cookie, you're talking about coconut, chocolate, a little bit of caramel. So we'll see where this sucker fucking lands. But as you can see, we'll do it that way. Put that little can up there so you guys get the whole picture. What do we got? Yeah, I mean, she looks like a big, rich kind of stout. Keep in mind that's 6.5%, so it's not the biggest beer in the history of mankind. Index finger, what I like my coffee to look like color-wise, it's like crumbling rockiness on the edges, but it's got a nice creaminess in the center. She looks the part of a big, nice, rich stout. So let's give her a whirl. See if the schnoz can pick anything up through these sniffles. I get a nice, soft milk stout portion. I'm not getting an overt kind of coconut. I mean, it just smells like a really nice, well done, not over the top, relatively lower ABV kind of milk stout. Yeah, I mean, you're getting soft chocolate notes that you would get off a good portion of lower ABV kind of porter stouts. There's nothing as far as that metallic astringency. Sometimes I get on the nose and I get on the taste in the lower ABV stuff. But when you're talking about Samoa Cookie, I'm thinking coconut. It could be a shredded, non-toasted coconut. I can get that a little bit in there because there's a soft kind of like oaty lactose vibe that sometimes kind of comes off as a toasted coconut, especially in the nose for me. But I'm not getting like a caramel portion of the show, and I'm not getting like an overt in-your-face chocolate, but it smells like a pretty damn good milk stout. So let's just dive in, see what she's got. Cheers. That's a good beer. That's a good beer. It's good beer because it's not over the top. Listen, I love over the top beers. Listen, I think of coconut. There's one beer I think of, and that is Last Snow from Funky Buddha. It's not that big of a beer. It's coconut in your fucking face. Like, literally mounds, if it fucking on steroids, punching you in the face. That's kind of the way the coconut and everything comes off there. This is like the antithesis. I butchered that, but yeah, let me slide on that one. Of that. In that it's giving you coconut. It is giving you coconut, but it's a very soft, untoasted. It's almost leaning kind of like lactose without that saccharine sweetness kind of coconut. It's like a coconut milk. Almost, as opposed to actually like a toasted or an enriched or a candied kind of coconut. It's almost like they made the milk stout with like coconut milk as opposed to lactose. I don't think that's possible, but that's the way it's coming off. There's soft chocolate vibes. I believe that's coming predominantly from malt. I don't feel like there's an extra addition in there. I would like a little dabble of caramel. Only because that's what I think of when I think of Samoa Cookie. One of the components of a Samoa Cookie. But all in all, it's a really nice, well done, rich, and decadent milk stout. And by that I mean this. If you gave me this can and you stripped Samoa Cookie off there, I would be like, this is one of the better lower ABV stouts I've ever had. But sometimes when you add that preface of knowing that there's going to be a added component of a pastry-like kind of variety in there, You expect it to kind of sing and shine and be very upfront. You're not getting that here. And I want to emphasize that's a good thing. Not the best thing. And by that I mean that's a good thing. I like it. It's delicious. It works for me. But I like the other end of the spectrum too at the same time. And I'm trying to diminish that 2x4 to the face of flavor. It's just that it's kind of a cool, kind of, I don't want to call it subtle. It's just a bit more kind of reserved. And it works. And it's tasty. And it's not just, sugar water. Sure. It's a stout. Probably has a decent amount of calories on it, but I wouldn't classify this as a pastry stout. It's almost like there's some brewers, like it comes to mind, and I've said it before, like Augie Carton of Carton Brewing. Like, he's not a brewer, but he formulates recipes, and his goal is to, to elicit thoughts of food and flavor in like almost like culinary world with beer ingredients. So he's not trying to duplicate a Samoa cookie. When if he were to make a Samoa cookie beer, he wouldn't put Samoa cookies in it. He would kind of use beer ingredients that would kind of give you the idea of something like a Samoa cookie. That's kind of where this beer lands for me. It's not a Samoa cookie, but it has all the components, all the bits and pieces to make me think of a Samoa cookie without just being just, very basic in your face. You can't argue with what's going on. It's just straight up chocolate, coconut, caramel, done and done. I like that. I dig that. I like that, for lack of a better word, subtlety about it. So, yeah, it's a fun beer. I dig it. It's tasty. It's way more than drinkable. I mean, the fact that it's like sub 7% just makes me all fucking, makes my wiener hard, to be perfectly honest with you. I like it. I dig it. That being said, I think I like the strawberry version better. I'm a sucker for fruit. Like jammy fruities and stouts. Just even make not just my wiener hard, but my nipples hard. So you take that for what it's worth. This is like still G-rated. Are we getting towards like R? I don't know. Anyway, so let's talk about it. Is it one of the better sub 8? Let's go sub 8 for what reason other than I want to do sub 8. Is it one of the better sub 8% ABV stouts, adjunct or otherwise, that I've had as of late? Yes. There's some really lower ABV stouts that really just do it for me, whether it be the Venus kind of variants from Mortalis, or the Gunner's Daughter comes to mind from Mass Landing. There, Equilibrium, I think, made a couple that were lower in ABV. Those are the ones that really do me proper, and I really dig that. It seems like so many of these stouts, especially with stuff and bits and pieces kind of thrown at them, tend to be a little bit higher ABV. It's cool to see the lower ABV stuff kind of, not just be delicious, but find their way to me. Yeah. Let's see. Value and availability. It's Mortalis. You got to go there and get it, and leave you with, unless you have George, or leave you with, if you have, if you like what we like this. If you like pastry stouts, you want something lower ABV. If you like Samoa cookies, but you want a beer that kind of gives you the idea of that without actually throwing it in your face. If you like well-made, lower ABV beers. If you like well-made beer. If you like stouts. If you like beer. And there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little Samoa Cookie Venus right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.